do 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 do
Dude, I'm making my lady dance
do
to your singing. It's
do.
amazing. She's getting down. Welcome to the DawnCast, everybody. Episode 3. We finally made it. 3 episodes. What a long way from episode 1 that really isn't. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, we recorded episode 1 at like the start of the week, so
Hey, we're consistent. Consistency is the key. Today we're here to discuss what might be the dumbest argument in the history of gaming.
I don't think it might be. I think it just is. Like, I don't think we have to put the might be.
We have some people in the gaming community, some content creators, getting angry about the use of gender pronouns in gaming, like such a trivial thing. Yeah,
how dare you have basic English language in your game?
Like, nouns are apparently a thing, but not pronouns. We just, what is that? What kind of line of thinking is that?
It's absolutely wild that you would have fucking pronouns in your game.
Like, oh my god, you guys have pronouns in the game? Why would you do that?
Because, you know, it absolutely hurts me that other people can customize their character in any way they want and have it fit them in any way they want. That affects me.
Even though it has nothing to do with my game or how I'm going to play the game.
Because it's a completely optional thing. But the fact that other people can play in any way they want upsets me.
I'm going to make that into a problem even though it's not.
That's the absolute logic, and it's wild. That, like, it's something you see every time this topic is brought up, every time pronouns is brought up as an issue. Because it's always a non-issue that is absolutely just bonkers to me, because it never affects the people who are talking about it. They just get mad that other people have a different life than them.
No, yeah, just, oh, you don't live the same life as me? I'm mad about it.
And that's what it is. Like, there's something that some people just can't get past when it comes to having differences from other people. Whether that be gender pronouns, whether that be the other person's sexuality, and religion, whether that be
politics,
religion, race. Like, people just can't handle things that are different.
Like, make it such a trivial thing to, like, not trivial, but they get mad about such a trivial thing, like pronouns. Like, not that somebody's pronouns are trivial, but you're getting mad about a part of the game that's, like, not even, like, it has nothing to do with the overall gameplay. Like, oh, you choose your pronouns, like, and then, as from what you told me, it's not even something they make you do. Like, everything's just set to, like, the way it is unless you personally want to change it, which...
Yeah.
In any game, like, I've ever played with character customization, that's a thing. You should just be able to customize your character. Like, honestly, what's wrong with wanting to customize your character? You know?
Yeah. No, it's absolutely wild that it's even an issue that's being brought up and, like
talked about.
Yeah, because, like, even with them putting pronouns... Because at the end of the day, pronouns are just how people want to express themselves, how they present themselves to you. Like,
and it's like
that.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. Man.
In no way is pronouns ever going to affect anyone but the person choosing to use them, because at the end of the day, it's just how they want to be seen. Like, and when people choose to fucking complain over pronouns as a whole. And then they'll go out and they'll, like, go out of their way to not call someone by the pronouns that they choose to use. All they're doing there is proving how big of an ass they are.
Yeah. And then on top of it, you're sitting there and you're, like, it's funny because all those people who complain about, like, pronouns, things like that, what I don't get is if I sat there and called those same people, like, we'll, for example, talk about a certain angry bald man. If I looked at his opinion and started calling him, like, a girl over it, or, like, something, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be happy about that. He would tell me he would, like, not want to be addressed as a female, you know what I mean? Like... Oh, I messed up. I forgot to heal. Crap. Well, these guys killed me. I think I'm gonna fail. I did not realize there's like a bunch of dudes in that room.
But at the end of the as a whole, it's a stupid argument to begin with. And then you are correct about people like that would hate it if you refer to them incorrectly. If you were to assume that they're any gender but what they were born with, and like then they'll go out and do the exact same thing to trans people. Like that's wild.
It's wild they're okay doing it, but if other people do it, they're like, "Oh no, that's not allowed."
Yeah,
like, you can't have like you can't have your preferences, but you have to abide by mine.
Absolutely. It's absolutely. It's humorous, honestly. It's funny. It's something you can laugh at, especially with how how big some people overreact about it. It's comical. It really is.
I'm gonna have to load. I'm getting wrecked. There's no way I'm getting through that. I might have to leave this place. I did not realize there's like freaking high level ass mages on the other side of that door. But no, yeah, there's just like, I mean, and how are you gonna sit there and just scream at your camera about it? Like you're gonna pound on the desk, scream at the camera, call Bethesda boring for putting that in the game. What is that like? It's not like it's
You're boring for giving people more customization for their character. That's boring. Okay, you should only be able to play as preset characters. You shouldn't actually be able to customize anything. Customization's boring.
And it's like it ruins our immersion. The ability to customize a character however you want them to be ruins the immersion.
And make it straight up just more immersive, because that's the point of it, is it can be more immersive, more immersive for you, because you can choose to be what you are. Like,
and instead they're like, no, that's not a thing, like.
and it's like the lightest amount of like inclusivity like possible to begin with. Like when you really look at it, because the options they give you is like the three options that you just expect to be in any video game. Like, it's she, her, they, them, he, him. Like,
oh my.
That's the three options you would expect.
So what do these people do when they play stuff like Baldur's Gate or actual D&D that's been around forever, where stuff like this has just always been a thing and they don't care? Like, D&D's been around longer than video games, and I'm pretty sure like they've never had an issue with like pronouns.
Well, I think 90% of what they do is when they see that and stuff is they just play with other people who have very bigoted minds, and then they will find a group that agrees with them, and then they'll all only play characters of the exact same sex they are born with in real life.
And I mean, that's their right to do that, but at least they're not sitting there crying in a YouTube video about the ability to pick the pronouns. They just make the character they wanted to make, the same way that people with the pronouns are doing. And I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a stupid, like, little, like, oh.
Well, and I also think it's a thing where it's like, if someone was going to cry about it, it's like as far as D&D goes, that was made in the 80s. It would have already been cried. D&D had the most wild complaints. Like, people screamed about the most wild things for D&D. So pronouns was the least of anyone's concerns, because back then it was, oh, that's witchcraft, you know?
No, yeah, oh my. Sorry,
so by the time
D&D did a weird thing there. Sorry, I went to a blue screen for a sec, guys. It got mad at me.
Like, it's a thing where if you were to complain about how D&D lets you choose whatever the hell you want, because that's the fun thing about D&D, right? Is you can be anything. It doesn't matter if you're a male, if you're female, if you're in the middle, non-binary, right? If you're
I failed.
if you want to use other pronouns, like it doesn't matter what you put, because that's the fun thing about D&D.
No, yeah, and that's what I mean.
But it would be wild to complain about that at the stage where D&D became widely accepted, because that's been a thing forever with D&D, and it would like a situation like that would have been overshadowed by the witchcraft stuff. So it's a non-complaint. So I think that's why stuff like that doesn't show back in like D&D as a thing. But other video games have done it. I don't know why like Starfield has become this big issue.
Yeah, I don't know why Starfield is the target, because one of my reasons for bringing up D&D is just it's been around so long, and you never heard this being said. And like you said, it's been around since like the 70s, 80s. So like that's when you would think that would be the time people would complain about something like that.
Join me or die.
Absolutely. But once again, I think the reason that didn't happen back then was because of the fact that it was very much overshadowed by just the pure witchcraft complaints.
Oh, we gotta fight Yellow Lady.
Yeah, you have to beat her
We
in
gotta
combat,
fight the Yellow Lady.
What?
I have to fight the Yellow Lady because I didn't. She wanted me to like kill these people, and I like basically flipped a coin on it because I didn't know what to do, and it decided I was gonna fight her.
Oh. Okay.
beat her in combat. But like, I genuinely don't know what the connection between Starfield and this giant complaint comes in from multiple people.
Especially
And,
because also like you would think like it's just weird to me because things that like so they make a big deal about this, but if you play what do you call it? You play like WWE games from back in the day, they even had like an other choice. Like it wasn't a
Yeah, that's
pronoun.
what I'm saying. It's the three. That's what I'm saying though, because other kind of implies like non-binary.
Yeah, no,
else.
exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's the three most basic things. It's not even like you get to like choose a different pronoun entirely. With I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. But like you could have like they don't even have like they, she, or they, him. Like you can't even go that in depth with it. It's literally the three most basic options.
And then like I know that certain angry people got mad because one of the like people in the game, they're like a clone of another character, but they're like spoilers for people not play the game yet or whatever. It's not a big spoiler, but one of the characters is like basically I'm not gonna say what they are, but they're basically like a female version of a male character, and he was like mad about that, but like it's not even something we can do in real life.
And like logically, the only way cloning would work is they just essentially take your DNA and replicate it.
Oh, so you know what
obviously
I was saying.
They could.
Because I didn't actually say what the person was, but it's fine. Don't worry.
Not much use anymore.
I have no clue what you're. I was literally making it completely different. Like I was just.
Oh, because you guessed what the other person was when you said that, so I thought you were just going in the.
Okay.
Lay down.
You said spoilers.
Yeah.
They knew to skip.
Okay, so basically, I guess I can say the chick is basically a clone, like a gender swap clone of the
Oh, you said the word clone.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I went with that. But like the most logical way you could get to cloning would just be taking DNA, like we do in real life with cloning, where you clone animals. You just take their DNA and essentially replicate it into an unborn like fetus. Like if that got advanced enough, you could definitely select certain things out of it, and you could totally just have a female version of someone. Like
No, yeah.
that's not even the most wild thing you could choose to do.
No, exactly. So that's why it's just like I don't understand getting so triggered over like being able to pick your pronouns and like again like why is it now they're upset about it? Like so many games have done it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's such a random thing to get upset about now. I agree. It is really just wild.
Damnable roach.
Especially with a game like Starfield, where there's definitely real complaints that you could make. Like, I know there has been a lot of bugs and stuff with it that a lot of people have ran into. Like, there's a lot of complaints you could make, and the thing you decided to pick on was the fact that there's fucking pronouns. Like,
something
what
nobody.
did you want them to have? Would you? Sorry, go on.
Something that nobody else is like getting upset about either. That's the thing, is they're saying it's like this big thing, and it's like, but you're the only ones getting upset. Like, no one was even drawing attention to it until you started screaming at your camera. And that's part of the reason I'm not saying the creators by name, is because I know some of it is more than likely they want the attention. So I'm not, even though I know I'm not a huge channel, but if even the new viewer that doesn't know who those particular people are is listening to this, I don't want them to go out and seek those people out and like give them like any views or anything, because it's like, bro, you really don't deserve it with the like
they don't
stupid
deserve it.
take.
And at the end of the like, without the idea of having pronouns, because there are issues for some reason having pronouns in the game, would they have rather have been a game where it's just they thems, like just it's like do you not want gender in the game entirely? Like, do you want everyone to be like, we only use like proper nouns, we only use names, or
and that's the thing,
species?
is it's not like they're forcing it on you. It's not like they make you play as like a non-binary character to push a message. And to be honest, as much as I wouldn't even like them doing that, if they wanted to do that, it's their game at the end of the day, so they're allowed to push what it's like. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, it's a character creation game.
Well,
so
and that's what I mean.
They're
like,
going to give you as much option as possible. It's not a game that's like, it would be like it's not like a game that takes any influence on the story from what you decide to create for your character.
No, exactly, and that's kind of what I mean. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's not like they're making you play as like a certain type of character and trying to push a narrative.
And I could totally see there being like a group of people who would get mad over like a story game having like a non-binary main character or something. Like, I could see there definitely being a group of people who would get mad over that. But that's not even the scenario here.
And again, even if they wanted to do that, it's their game at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing as a non-binary character. I would just hope if they do that, they make it more natural and don't try to like push an agenda of any kind, because I think that hurts everybody when you're trying too hard to push a message. You know what I mean?
Well, obviously, yeah. There's at a certain point things go from being like inclusivity to just using it for profit. Like, hey, look, we have this in our game. Like, that's not a good thing.
No, exactly, and that's why I'm like, I'm not against it. And then, like I said, and like I'm saying, at the end of the day, even if they did that, it's literally they make the game. So if they want to put certain things in the game, like, that's their right as the developer. Like, you don't have to play it if you don't like it.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it just boils down to like people being.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like,
homophobic, like
all I'm saying is, it's their game, like, so they have every right to make the game they want to make. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even though they didn't make that kind of game, I'm just saying, if that's what they were doing,
and if
it's
you don't
their
like it,
game.
you don't have to buy it.
Exactly. You don't have to buy it or download it off Game Pass if you don't like it. But, like, you can't sit there and say everyone, like, calling your dumb takeout as a Bethesda Defender fanboy, because, like, I like some Bethesda games, but there's a lot of Bethesda games I don't like because they're just, like, not good, or there's some that I'll admit, like, they're very middle. Like, it doesn't mean I just love them because, yeah, you know, I liked Skyrim. That doesn't mean I love everything they put out.
Yeah, and that's like even that was what I was saying there. I was like, out of all the things you could choose to take issue with in this game, you chose the most basic function ever, and we're just mad that you could choose what your pronouns were.
Yeah, like something that's not even like something to get mad about at all.
Like, you could take the fact that there's like a lot of bugs and glitches. The invisible wall argument's more valid than that. Like,
no, it really is.
You could pick on anything. I would rather hear the people out who are mad that you couldn't land on gas giants, which makes sense that you can't land on them, but I would rather hear that argument out
Like,
than
at
this
least
one.
that argument, yeah, because that argument at least holds some, like, gameplay, like, weight. Like, this has nothing to do with the gameplay. Like, oh, you can choose your pronouns? That somehow makes Starfield less of a game. Like, what? They're literally the kids that started.
Ridiculous.
They're literally the kids that had, like, they had a meltdown on the playground when Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire added that girl trainer option. They're like, "Oh my God, Pokemon training is for boys!" Like, they're those kind of people. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, I need that Michael Jordan meme right now. Stop it. Get some help.
Some help. And I think it's even wilder that some other content creator may have suggested that the reason that Bethesda didn't want to work with them is because of the fact that they're woke enough to have pronouns, because that's the most woke thing you can do is have pronouns. And not just because you've said super controversial crap, they just don't want to associate with you.
And you're just a played out guy who made a stupid bad crypto Call of Duty knockoff, but we're not going to talk about that. Bro is like almost 40 years old, still wearing a wig and a mustache, but we're not going to talk about that.
But it's the pronouns' fault. Let's you know, at the end of the day, obviously it's the
like
pronouns'
everything wrong
fault.
with the
That's
game.
It's everything wrong with the game. It's not running well on PC. Pronouns' fault. It's having rendering issues and lag issues on certain consoles. Pronouns' fault.
No, that's like literally how they're acting. It's like, oh, like the game's just unplayable now because I, at the beginning, have the option to switch like a word the bar back and forth.
I can make my character exactly like me, and I hate it. Other people can make the character exactly like them, and I hate it.
People can make whatever they want. That's less immersive. That's literally the argument too. Like, that's how would it be less immersive?
You should only be able to play as me.
Like, I should be able to play the character I want. I don't care about anything else. And
no, as soon as you boot up the game, it should just already be you. Like, they should have a natural
slipped and fell on ice. I don't know what that was.
It's called rough terrain.
Where'd she go? Is she knocked out? She was like down from there.
She knocked herself unconscious.
She did. She was running. She slipped on the ice and like. I'm sorry y'all died. It's not my fault. You dying is your own fault. I like how this game just lets me carry as much stuff as I want. I'm so tired of being over encumbered on Skyrim. Yeah, I don't get how you're gonna sit there as a large creator and try to throw that same kind of like content or like mindset out, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have a large platform, and instead of using it for like just like pushing your own game or something like positive or just playing the game for fun, like you got to push a narrative on your thing, but then like sit there oh man, I think they said I stole stuff. Am I not supposed to loot bodies?
Well, what are you gonna do? You gonna try to talk them out of it? You gonna try to bribe them?
I'll try to talk our way out of it.
I was gonna say the answer should always be persuasion first, baby.
You think okay, since you said persuasion first, we're gonna go with persuasion.
I don't know what your character's good at, so also go off of what
Why did you pick that?
Well, you go off of what your character's good at.
I don't know what she's good at.
Well, maybe also just don't roll fives.
Well, I'm going to jail.
I'm going to go to jail.
Why am I in jail?
Because you're bad at rolling dice on video games. Don't worry, I'm bad at rolling dice in real life.
Open the door.
That kind of sounds like I'm going to like dice tables. I meant in D&D.
These are all boring. Even your cages are boring.
I don't think like a large creator though should like. I think if you know you have that big a platform, it's really just a bad idea to like. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying you can't have a stance, but with something like that, especially like when there's only one person making a big deal about it, and it's somebody ranting and raving at their computer screen, like it's not even like. Because that's the thing is, it's like no one else is getting mad about this.
Yeah. Well, and like that's what's wild about it is they think that like the idea of pronouns in as a whole is ruining the experience of gaming, which is just ridiculous.
Well, I can't
Because it's
break
like
the
it's not like Bethesda is a super woke company because of the fact that they put pronouns in a video game. Like.
No, yeah, it's not like Bethesda's like out there like. That's what I mean. It's not like they push any kind of like agenda or narrative. That's why it's like I don't understand what the argument is. Like they haven't done anything to like push that.
No, and it once again it boils down to just people. Some people just have the are incapable of looking past differences. Like in their eyes, if you are in any way different from them, you're a bad person.
One might say.
And that's where a lot of this, like a lot of bigotry grows from and stems from, is just people who can't handle the fact that some people are different from them.
It's like just such a stupid. But then what's stupid about that is they want to be validated about like their differences, you know, whether they have no hair or they're, you know, not in the best shape or they're in the best shape or they have a lot of hair or they wear a wig and a fake mustache or whatever, you know. Everyone wants to be validated a little bit. Like, yeah, and that again, that goes back to what I was saying.
At the end of the day, we are all human beings, you know. We're all the same species. Like we're all different in our own special ways, but at the same time, we're all supposed to work together. Like,
it's like if people aren't directly affecting you, why does it like? You know what I mean? Like, how does someone else's gameplay experience make yours worse? Oh, that person's enjoying the customization and the ability to make themselves or a character they want? Oh, well, that makes my game worse now. How? How does it, like, where's the logic there? And you can't say that if you invested 25 hours into the game. I'm sorry, but, like, how are you going to play it for 25 hours and say that? That's what certain screaming man did, and it was just like, all right, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just, like, trapped in this jail.
Do you have a rogue with you of any kind?
I don't think I do.
Or a wizard?
I am a wizard, but I don't know how to open the door.
What's your spells? Can you open your spell list for me?
That's it. I have Mage Hand, but it's not working.
What if I dropped straight to hell?
So there's no, like, guards or anything on the other side of the door you could, like, send
No.
Mage Hand through to?
No, there's nothing.
Uh,
There's like a lady over there screaming, but I don't know how to get out of here. Am I just gonna have to like reload my save, or?
No, there's definitely a way you should be able to get out of there. I mean, it's a dungeon. Examine that. Have you examined it yet?
Door?
Yeah, have you examined the door?
Yeah, I went up to it and tried, and I like even threw fire at it to see if it, because it said rusted. I was like, oh, maybe it's like weak. Nope, like I can't.
Well, because I saw the button if you press down and you examine it, and I didn't know you had done that.
Did I just pick up a mouse? Oh, I picked up a bowl. Oh, there is an examine. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a door, all right. Thanks for showing me that game. Really helps.
Check around the room, see if there's any other, like, secret things you can see.
You like a thief? She's not a thief. What is she? She's a cleric. That's not gonna help.
I mean, maybe she has, like, some sort of, like, sacred weapon or something she can smack the door with.
She probably don't.
I spelled that wrong.
Oh, they took all my stuff. I have no potions either. But you took all my shit?
Well, you are in jail in a world where the slightest amount of things can help you break out.
Oh, we're stuck here. I have to make a new character.
Damn, and then knock isn't until level 2. There's definitely a way out. You just need to, so is actions what pulls up your spells and stuff?
Yup. But I don't think I have anything.
And can you talk? Can you like do anything?
I talked to the guy. He didn't
outside?
say anything useful. And
what about the lady screaming outside?
I don't think you can talk to her.
You can't like get her attention with anything or anything?
I don't know how. I have nothing to like.
Well, like, so you can't even use Mage Hand to like tap on her or something?
No, I tried. It didn't work. It says not enough space. Why am I just... What kind of game is this that I'm just trapped in a jail?
I feel like there's definitely more to it.
Bro, there's like... This room is smaller than my houses I built on Minecraft.
No, I mean, I feel like there's like something you're missing gameplay-wise to help you get out of this.
Oh yeah, it's turning on this light.
Burn down the wall! Burn down the wall!
Can you do that?
That's a good question.
No. Well, this was a fun game.
And you sure the cleric doesn't have like a spiritual weapon or some spell? Because spiritual weapon's a good spell.
We can try it, but she don't seem to be that useful. I think you're giving me too much.
Have invoked duplicity, cure wounds, disguise self, charm person.
And try jumping.
Yeah, maybe jump over the like wall.
Cool, she can't jump anywhere.
You're gonna be sorry.
This is almost as trifling as these people getting mad about pronouns and stuff. I'm not understanding.
I don't know, sounds like you needed a rogue on your team. Bring some lockpicks.
Bro, I didn't encounter one. I can't just like jump down over there, because that's where I would go.
Can you just sleep it off? Like, is there an option to just sleep until a guard shows up?
No, you can only lay, which doesn't do anything. You just lay there like sleeping.
And there's no one else in the room but the
Oh, I zoomed out. Look, there ain't no one in here.
So there's a different lady in a different cage. There's some chests which definitely have your items in it. And then a woman. Yeah, I can't, yeah. There you go, you spawned in your mage hand. Maybe you can make it move now. Okay, maybe go look around, open that door maybe, and try to,
Oh, you thieves are all boring.
like, that wooden
Even
door.
your cages are boring.
How do I loot them for their stuff? Well, give me your stuff.
Shoes.
I mean, the lock is on the outside. We couldn't just... Okay. Great.
Did you try to have mage
save? This is just
Okay.
pissing me off. I can't do nothing there, and that's just making me mad. So what do you think about that, though? Like, someone with such a large platform trying to, like, you know, like, draw attention to something that should be just a non-issue in 2023. And I feel like...
Well, then there's just a certain responsibility you have when you have such a large platform to try not to, like, cause harm. And you're actively trying to cause harm to a community there.
Especially because you know some of those people are in your community.
Absolutely, I'm sure there are people in the community that are part of the other community, and it's like you are actively drawing harm to people, and it's just wild. Like, because it's such an easy thing to do, to just not be an asshole.
Just be a nice person, and, like, if someone, like, what someone's doing, like, if it doesn't directly affect you, even if you don't agree with it, like, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're just, like, making people feel bad for being who they are, and it's like, what's the point in doing that? Some people just really need to, like... They need to understand that, like, I don't know, it's the same thing I said, it's like, they wouldn't like it if they got, you know, misgendered or, like, the wrong pronoun, and then on top of it, they're like... It's like the things they are already or they do, like they wouldn't like it if somebody started clowning them or telling them that was wrong or they couldn't be that way. And that's literally how they're acting too. They're acting like they're being told they can't be who they are, and it's like no one's doing that.
No, you're mad because people have the, like, option,
the ability to be
be
just like
who
you
they
and
are.
do what they want to do, yeah. Like you're just getting mad about nothing.
That's what I mean. It's like I will never understand what goes through someone's head when they are incapable of just letting things go. Even if you don't agree, like even if you're I'm not going to get to that. That's not a topic I should get into. But like even if you don't agree with someone because of the like if you don't agree with the idea of transgenderness, which is still wild because it exists, so it's hard not to agree with the idea of it. But even if you don't accept the idea of it,
you don't have to like attack the people who do.
You don't have to be a dick still. Like there's nothing forcing you to be a dick. It's respectful to just call them what they want to be called. You're not showing any respect to anything you believe in by not. Like it's just utterly disrespectful not to. Like it's wild.
It's really insane because it's just like, it's like they want the same respects they're not willing to afford other people.
And it's sad. It's so sad because it's not hard. It's not hard to just be like, hey, you were born a male and you prefer to be called a female. That's fine. That's easy. It's not hard to get through in your head. It's as easy as that. Like just, oh, they're a girl. Cool. That's what they want to be. That's what they are. That doesn't hurt me.
It doesn't hurt you.
Them being a girl doesn't hurt me at all. So that's what they are.
It doesn't take, like, to me, it honestly, like, I'm not going to delve too far into this, but if you're worried about that, it actually kind of makes me wonder, like, if you're not the one that's just insecure about, like, who you are, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you're so worried about who other people are that, like, you can't just let them be. So, like, it's like, so are you worried about who you are? Because, like, it shouldn't bother you what other people are doing at all. Like, as long as they're not hurting
really
anybody, like,
you.
as long as they're not hurting, like, children, they're not hurting, like, anybody else, you know, they're not committing a crime, like, it really shouldn't matter, like, what other people do.
No, it shouldn't. It should not matter at all what other people do. Like, as far as that goes. Because if they're not hurting anyone, it's not a problem. Like,
These boots have seen everything.
Whatever you think, like, agree with or not, it doesn't matter, like, as long as they're not, like, it's like, let's attack them, but, like, let's attack the transgender, but, like, there's much, like, there's actual problems in this world. Like, people being transgender is not a problem. Like, there's actual problems in this world, and that's what you choose to go after, like... You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's... Like, at this point, like, pronouns should be such a like, issue for people, like, for them to be in a game, like...
the argument of, well, I don't believe in it. Well, okay, you don't have to. It's not about you.
It's like they don't make the game
like,
specifically for one person or another, like...
To try to make things, like, about you when it's not about you. So...
Come on, can't stay idle.
It was never about you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well...
We're transgender. They want that in the game because that makes... That's representation for them.
Because a good amount of their community is transgender, so they want to represent people who are in their community. If you don't like that, then, like, just don't be in that community.
And once again, at the end of the day, their complaint isn't even, like the complaint they're making is very funny.
It's more the pronouns,
not about being transgender, it's, oh, pronouns shouldn't be in a game. What do you want there to be then? Because that's a part of the English language. That makes it simpler to understand sentences. That way we don't have to be like, well, you see... you
don't have to call everybody by just their name all the time.
Just their name, or, yeah, human over there. like, see how stupid that would sound? Or, hey, yeah, so, did you know that Ted went over to the toaster, and then Ted did this, and then Ted did that, and then Ted did this? It's like, at a certain point, you don't need to use the word Ted. That's why pronouns exist.
It's just presumptuous. It makes everything sound presumptuous when you talk like that. Yeah, it's a really silly argument and a really silly like thing to be upset about. It's like you're mad because people get to be who they want to be in a game. Like, just no reason to be angry. Okay, I'm not looting bodies this time. Forget it.
And I can almost promise you that as a whole, there is no game in this world that pronouns don't exist in. Because I almost guarantee you, any game with text or vocals, at some point, there's like words that will pop up on your screen that will use a pronoun.
Time to pack. We need to leave.
To talk to you?
Aradin didn't make it.
Hey, did you not get absolutely shanked this time by like random people and thrown in prison?
Thank you.
I'm trying to see if I get accused of anything this time.
I'm Zevlor.
I would save beforehand just in case. There's definitely a way out of that prison. Like, there was no way that you were just locked in that prison.
Well met. I should warn you. Visitors are no longer welcome in this world. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out.
So it's just like the thing that they're complaining about isn't a real issue. And it never was. Because they're complaining, like, if they don't like how it works, learn a different language, I guess. And then go speak that
I'm sure most language have pronouns.
Most languages do have pronouns, so I'm sure you can find one out there that doesn't have the
Go make
concept
your
of
own language
pronouns,
up
I guess.
right now.
Go make your own language, I
Your own
guess.
sanitized...
Because I almost guarantee that even those people who are making these complaints use pronouns on a daily basis.
It's just such a, like...
Because it's harder to not use pronouns. like, it's really hard not to use pronouns. Like, even that sentence I had said with Ted a whole bunch of times, it was hard not to use pronouns.
She's with the other druids in the inner grove. They've withdrawn there to prepare this.
Yeah, it's just, like, so... You don't want pronouns in the game. What do you want in the game? Like you said, like...
Korga, their new first druid.
And the answer is they don't actually have an issue with pronouns. They just want something to complain about, and they want something to push
and they want some attention.
Their agenda of, oh, gaming's woke now. Woe is me. Everyone hates me. They're trying to quite literally play as if they're the ones being
like they're
wrong.
somehow being targeted, even though like there was no target or like any agenda being pushed. That's what's stupid is it's not like it's being shoved in any like buddy's face or like they're not trying to push an agenda. They literally just give people the option to be the person they want to be in a game.
Woe is me, me and my cisgender.
Like, I better go cry.
I'm
go
being
cry on the
targeted
internet
by the
because...
LGBT community because they put pronouns in video games. Even ones that apply to me, but I just don't want to talk about it because I hate the idea of pronouns. What was me?
Is there anything you need? Act fast.
They're babies. That's what they are. They're fucking babies. They're little children who want to cry to get their way. And they never learned that that's just not how the fucking world works.
Good stuff. I don't know,
Sylvanas, guide your path.
I don't know what you said.
That is a very interesting way to spell it, like Aaron.
Odd way to spell it, but whatever. I'm so like I'm just like confused. Like I don't know. Like what are they gonna like? It's funny because I'm pretty sure.
And for people who are sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure they're the same people who found the same kind of, like, stuff that, like, they're complaining about. It was in, like, Cyberpunk, and they didn't cry about, like, that game having that.
Well, because it's not an issue. The people who are crying about it just want something to complain about, whether that be because they feel that Bethesda wronged them in some cases, or whether that just be because they can't handle the idea of people being different from them. Like, they just don't. They're just trying to find something to complain about. They're the type of people who have to go out and search for a complaint.
Like an unnecessary complaint when, like, you could just play the game and find, like, not saying that the game's bad, but, like, you could just find actual things to complain about.
And the sad thing is no matter how much they get to explain to them that their, like, argument's stupid and that they're
they just double down on it.
Yeah, they'll double down. They won't hear anything
well, you're
out.
Attacking me. Well, what are you doing to other people by crying about something stupid?
They don't.
And once again, out of all the games you could have this issue with that you could complain about, you chose the most non-issue thing in a game that's full of bugs.
In a game where like that kind of stuff should actually be kind of expected because like
Thanks.
Like it's like in the future or whatever. Like that doesn't seem that like weird. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but their ideal future is nothing changes. We go into a more misogynistic world, and everyone is forced to be cisgendered.
Like everybody just has to be this cookie cutter, but then they want to cry that the games are being corporate sanitized, and it's like no, like what you're asking for is a very corporate sanitized game. Hey, if that's what you want, like you want to play as like that character you're crying about being, then go play. And no offense to this game, but go play Uncharted because that's the main character you're looking for.
I mean, and once again, that's the crazy thing about it is you could play that character. There was nothing stopping them from playing that character in Starfield if they wanted to. It's completely customizable.
What's happening with this?
You want to be the most average Joe possible? Go be the most average Joe possible. It's fine. No one's stopping you. You're just stopping other people from having a good time.
That's the point. Get out of the way.
She didn't kill your brother.
Hey Dawn, these are the people that imprisoned you.
Yeah, now I'm here with them.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin
Maybe
with.
you can find a key or a way out this time in case you ever get imprisoned again.
Should I tell her to shut up or step between the crossbow and the goblin?
Do you like the goblin?
Or do
Or
nothing.
do you like the goblin?
Because if it was me, it would be that.
Well, what
last.
kind of a character are you wanting to play? Are you
She's
wanting
mostly
a
like a
character that plays
good
like you?
person, so I feel like she should.
Well, then she'd probably step in between the crossbow and like stop them from trying to kill the
Looks like
goblin.
The Absolute sent me a protector. You gonna kill her too? You move.
Oh man.
Said I'll go with persuasion.
One day I'm gonna get.
I could detect
one day-
thoughts. Should I detect
See,
thoughts?
Oh yeah, absolutely detect thoughts.
Oh, and I have a +3 thing on this, so I automatically got the 12 off the 9.
Nice.
For this.
Good thing it uses
But she's
meats it
not
beats
here.
it.
They took him from me.
Ooh, reading the tiefling's mind. Steve, one day we're just gonna have to do it. Like one day I'm gonna have to get the D&D like campaign set up and stuff, and we'll just have to like record us playing that, and then upload
Definitely.
it. Holy, good job! You beat that
I wish
one
you weren't.
by
I
a
really
lot.
do. Damn you. Damn it. Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies?
Yeah, recruit the goblin into your team. But like at the end of the day, when it comes to the whole pronoun thing, I think as the video's
You'd better be
titled,
right.
it is the dumbest argument in gaming history.
No, it is really. It's like the pronoun thing is just on Starfield is just stupid. What does Gale want?
The most illogical argument I've ever heard. They have nothing backing them up, and it's just completely based off bigotry.
Like that invites all sorts of outlandish entertainment.
It's just you're opening, like, yeah, you're basically just saying you're not a good person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
literally, when people complain about things like this, it's literally just holding up a flag, going, "Hey, I'm an asshole."
Your standard fare.
I hope that's what you want
Maybe
to like.
someone's
That's what you
cheating
want to
at
display when you
cards.
do that, because that's what you're
Maybe
doing. That's what you're
some
displaying.
weird lover's
Is,
quarrel.
hey, I'm an asshole.
In any case, out came the crossbow, and a hush fell over the entire room.
So much. I have so much hair.
It's just like one of those things too, where like when they do that, it's like they act like they're not the bad person, like for doing it, you know, and it's just like, no, like they're the kind of person where like this quote applies, like Eric said it to me today, like you meet an asshole in the morning, you probably, like, you bumped into an asshole in the morning, you probably bumped into an asshole. If you bump into assholes all day, you're the asshole. And that applies, I think, to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, like, at a certain point, if everything starts feeling like the problem, there's one defined factor in there that you're not changing, and that's you.
No, yeah,
And,
exactly.
Like once again, it is so incredibly not hard to just not be an asshole.
It's such a, like, it's like, why all of a sudden does it trigger you? And I like the argument, oh, it's this current day thing. Well, bro, what day do you live in? The past? Because that's what it sounds like, but this, I hate to be the one to come break the reality to you. You live in the current day, so things are going to be current day.
And I'm sorry, but transgender people have always existed. Gay people have always existed. They were just hiding it before.
There's no, like, just because things are, like, flexible for everyone, it doesn't make it quote-unquote woke. crying about it on crying about a non-issue on the internet, whether you're for or against either side of anything, that's being quote unquote woke, because you're saying like, oh, I'm awake, I blah blah blah. It's like, nah, bro, like you're just crying to cry, like that's what you're doing.
And it's absolutely wild.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland.
Because it's like people love to use the arguments of like, well, this wasn't a thing so many years ago. It's like, yeah, because it's become widely acceptable in modern, like in the modern time. But that's because it was never an issue. It was never really an issue to begin with. People just made it an issue, and it was something that you would get
accounts of
killed
like
for.
transgender and that in like history, like
yeah,
like it's been through all out history, and like pronouns, and so just to complain about it over
new.
So to complain about it in a video game, like, is just so trivial. Like, it's like you might as well just stop playing video games if that's the kind of stuff you complain over. Just go I don't know, go play with action figures, because that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just go do anything else. Go outside, take a breath, realize that you're just being a dick.
Oh, I fucked that up.
Do better. Just do better. There's no excuse for it. Just do better.
Gods, don't bleed over the thing. It's just tin and glass. Here, take it.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, as I said before, it's not hard to just not be an asshole.
Kid's lucky you were here.
Is there anything else you would like to say as we come up on about an hour's worth of time?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we covered most of the bases on this one. Like, it's just a silly, stupid argument. It's dumb to get mad about. Oh, I can talk to rats on this game? What is this? Like an animal handle this boy.
Well, do we want to have a bit of a closing statement here, or a
so at the end of the day, yeah. Yeah, I think so. So I think at the end of the day, like, it's a silly, stupid argument to get mad about people just having a, like...
The rat pauses, gauging.
Like, it's just such a silly, stupid argument. It's something dumb to get mad about. Like, you're getting mad about a non-issue. No one's forcing anything in Starfield. Like, they're the ones forcing an issue that nobody else was having. And at the end of the day, like, it's to just draw up, like, controversy, and they're hoping, like, maybe other games will get scared, which they won't, because you're just dumb argument, and it's a bad take, and I'm sorry, but it is. Like, you can't say you're being attacked because people have an opinion on your bad opinion. Like, yes, you're allowed to have an opinion, but an opinion can be bad. Like, not everyone has trash takes at least once in their life. Everyone does. I've had a trash take. I'm sure you've had trash takes. Like, everyone has one once in a while.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a simple solution to this issue. And the solution is just don't be an asshole. There it is. Problem solved. Like, it's that simple.
You haven't seen anything yet, lady. Go on, take the ring and watch your fortune change.
I'm not gonna pass this. No way. Oh my god. I got a critical success on a 15 difficulty
Natural
class roll.
20, baby. Natural 20s are great. I think that's a good place to end it off, though. The last message being, just don't be an asshole.
Just don't be a jerk. Let people be who they want to be, whether it's in life or a video game. You don't need to be, like, rude or, like, out there, you know, getting mad about just little silly, like things. Like, let people play their game. If you don't like it, like, then don't play the game. That's that simple. And, like, don't play 25 hours of a game and then scream at your freaking webcam on your computer because of pronouns. Like, just don't play the game then.
Hey, not so loud. You caught me. All right.
They're not lucky rings.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you're on the stream, make sure to leave a follow. If you're joining us on YouTube, leave a sub. Don't forget to like and share, everybody. We'll see you later.
As you can be a childlike love, a fantasy, and
there you go. All right, bye, guys.